You should look up the Mr. Can we look up the Mr. Robot intro titles?
Yeah.
This is a time when TV. Remember when TV was like on fire?
Yep. Yes.
They were on fire.
Mr. Robot?
Mr. Robot intro titles, and the intro titles were better than the fucking show. It was so good. It was like a girl that's good at kissing and lousy at fucking and sucking. You know what I mean? But she's got you already in.
She got you hooked.
Like, and it was like, God damn,
You
these
can't
fucking,
break up with that girl.
How could you? The intro titles are so good.
No.
Like the kissing, she's licking your lips with her tongue. And they weren't like, you got to remember, this is 2015. What the fuck? No, this is not it. It was just like a graphic. It was one big graphic. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Halt and Catch Fire. My apologies. Halt and Catch Fire.
Mr. Robot, it's just the Sega font.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. Now this show is.
Oh fuck!
Do you remember the show? Lee Pace was in it.
Never saw it, but
Lee Pace is the best.
Good job on the titles here. Whoever did this.
And like the show was okay. It was good. It wasn't great, but it was good.
That's awesome.
This has a hit of Stranger Things, like the Stranger Things vibe for the intro.
Not many people can do this shit, man.
Yeah.
I've been looking for people, and it's few and far between. And there's not people don't even appreciate. I don't know, man. It's just hard. It's hard. It's a hard thing because there's like 3D. There's 3D people who are like amazing. They're goated 3D people, and then they make stuff that's animated and it's like a cool animation, but it's just garbage in terms of like presenting you with titles specifically, like the pacing and everything. It's just not hitting. Can you look up 7 opening sequence? This is Kyle. What the fuck is his last name? His company was called Prologue, and he's probably the best title designer of all time.
Like Trent Reznor sort of stuff. Like yeah.
But this guy, the guy that made these, some guy that worked for him was telling a story about how he got really negative feedback one time, and the guy, I'll look up his name. It's Kyle something.
The guy who made this?
The guy who made the titles, yeah. His company's called Prologue. It's that's another thing. These guys don't get credit. Kyle Cooper, probably the best title designer since like the 60s. Kyle Cooper. But he was some guy presented his work to Kyle Cooper, and Kyle Cooper said, can you just pause it and show me one good frame?
Wow.
Like the whole thing, like the thing about titles is you disguise what's going on with movement. So stuff's always moving. So it's like you can't really pinpoint whether or not it's good. And he was just like, just pause it and show me one good frame.
Wow.
And there wasn't one.
Wow, he's well, I can't.
Yeah.
How do you make title sequence and not be able to have one good frame that looks good?
It's people do it all the time, Chuck.
Oh.
All the time.
This is all this guy's work right here?
I think so, yeah.
So he must be like the title guy.
When there was money in movies, he was the title guy, yeah.
Oh, he did Curly Sue. That's crazy.
Curly Sue.
Keep going. Can you go down? He did Home Alone 2.
But this stuff's hard because there's no book.
Richie Rich. Wow.
There's no way to study this. Like you can get. I'm gonna go on a little mini rant here. When it comes to graphic design, if you want to know, I won't gatekeep this anymore because people need to get better. They just need to get better. Can you go to eBay, Chris, please, and do Manfred Meyer, MANFRED space MAIER, and just hit that. So the series, all 4 of the books, the lowest price is $280. So it's an expensive book. This is why I didn't want to tell people, because I'm buying copies of this so I have them so they don't get ruined. What in the fucking fuck?
What's Manfred Meyer calling?
Oh, it's Siri. After I did my robot fleshlight joke, I started getting ads for Roombas. I thought that was really funny.
That's really nice.
This is the book that you read if you want to actually know how to design. And what you do is you go through the book and you take it as seriously as if you were in a class where you were getting graded and going to fail. And you do the exercises that are in the book. And then when you're done, you're good at design. Just so you guys know, if you ever wanted to get good at design. And good at design doesn't mean high saturation, glitch effects, crazy 3D stuff. It means composing text so that it doesn't look like a retard made it. It means respecting margins, knowing when to use grid systems, knowing when to align things, when not to align things, etc. And this is what everybody who's got a hot Instagram page doesn't know how to do. This is why it's like harder and harder to hire people. But this type of book, it's $280, lowest price on eBay, because you actually cannot get a book that teaches you how to do graphic design anymore. Go to Amazon, Chris, and type in how to graphic design. You can tell just by the covers. Look how, so that first one, look how fucking ugly.
It's London.
Look how fucking ugly that is. But
Keep
then
calm. Carry on.
But then scroll down, show the rest here. There's gonna be, look at this. Wow. Just look at the covers. This is all you need to know about what's in these books, in these motherfucking books.
Mitch Goldstein's not doing it.
It's all like you know when you go to the airport and you see book covers and you know what it is. It's not literature. It's a product. This is all the books you see at the airport and in most fucking bookstores, by the way. You remember that the bookstore we went in?
Yep,
we were like I was hunting for like something of any quality.
It wasn't easy in that place. It was a bit curated by people that are perhaps a bit subpar.
Rachel Maddow.
It's not even that it's woke. It's like the best you'll get is Harry Potter, which isn't that's not a smack on Harry Potter. It's just like the only way you can sell a book is if it's like it's just not literature. It's a product that's there to like purchase in the same way that stuff at Hot Topic or whatever Spencer Gifts is. But it's this, these any graphic design book you get, you can't get a new graphic design book. Keep scrolling down. It's the next
an alligator.
Next page. I mean, we're getting kids' results mixed in, but keep going. It's just this like the same Etsy crap that everybody's doing, because this is how the problem is that one of the only ways left to monetize is by selling a book. That's why there are so many crap books, is because if you're like Jocko Willink has to have a book. David Goggins has to have a book. If you have a podcast, you have to have a book, and it's all crap. And they're all ghost written too. Like I've had people approach us and be like, "Do you want us to ghostwrite a book? It'll be the MDE book." That type of thing. That's how it gets done. Is the people who are too stupid to figure out media, like Writer, the New York, like a guy with a Substack. These flunkies that don't know how to monetize or make money. They have no charisma. They don't have a face for media. They don't have a voice. They can't perform, etc. They're like writers, and what they do is they hawk their services as ghostwriters. And it's the same thing as when you get we get all these spam emails where it's like, "We love your channel and want to collaborate. Click here to apply," that type of thing. And the end result, if you go through all the bullshit hoops, is you're doing $500 ad reads for, you know, some nutraceutical or whatever.
Steak company.
But it's the same. They have the same system set up with books where it's like, we love your work. You're so awesome. Click here to apply. We can ghostwrite you a book or whatever.
Yep.
That type of shit. Damn. But you really cannot buy a new book that has any relevance.
Where'd you find out about that book?
It's very strange.
I was searching for this, getting pissed off, and I just collect books and don't read them. But this is the one. But I realized the exercises in this, some of them are the ones that I did at Carnegie Mellon when I did a year of industrial design with two old school guys who were the real deal. Like they could take a pencil and draw some shit that would rock you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the real fucking deal, like masters of what it's called visualization, which is the first phase in industrial design sketching, when you just have an idea and you sketch it out. The shit they would draw was a fucking fire, and you can't Google it. There's no pictures of this stuff. It's like the stuff that gets thrown away at the end of the design process, and all you have at the end is like the OXO good grips or whatever.
Who's the guy I'm thinking of?
The guy that you're thinking of?
The one that comes to mind immediately.
Philip Stark?
The other one. The one who did.
Are they old? Are they 80s?
The one who iPad. Philippe Stark's dope. But
John Ives? The Mac.
The one who did the calculator.
Calculator. I don't know.
What the fuck is his name? Fuck. He's like, there's like 5 guys like Philippe Stark. He's like the
Right.
old masters. Like
I know
this-
what you mean.
Yeah.
But this stuff is all going to get lost.
Mhm.
It's all going to be lost.
Yeah.
And the guys that do design now, they don't care about this either. They
No.
don't. And this and design's dying because it's all being made in the design is happening in China too now. Which good for China, but it's just like so much is going to be lost forever. Because it's not even digitized in a way that AI will be able to pick up. It's in flat files and like I don't even know.
If you look at the list of the movies that guy was doing for the titles, the guy
Yeah.
from Seven,
Yeah.
these lists right here.
Yeah.
Imagine doing Seven
Mm-hmm.
and then doing Richie Rich
Yeah.
and then doing Twister.
Yeah.
And if I'm not a big twist, do you remember Twisters? It was like trying to understand the nuance. Like this has to fit this.
Jumping to everything.
Right.
That's another thing is everybody today, because it's like your hype comes from your reel and your distinct style and your Instagram page. Everybody today they're only making stuff that fits their own style. And the ability to make what's required. You've seen my art. You know what my style is.
Mhm.
It's like loud. It wouldn't fit in any of these things, right? It's like if I tried to make flashy, loud, glitchy graphics for Seven, for example. You know what I mean?
Yeah, G.I. Jane.
The ability to make what is required, people are not doing that.
Well, it's the equivalent to be able to harmonize with people. It'd be like the equivalent of like Taylor Swift being able to go hang out with like Bones and being like, I cut my face with like
musicians used to be able to do that too.
Right, or actors.
Yeah,
or, like I'm not. But like, remember when you had that like what's her name, Karen Carpenter, right? Or like Karen Carpenter, you'd get the shepherd's crook if you sucked cock on a set.
Yep.
Like directors could be like this person has you've got no gumption.
Yeah.
And you'd get like yanked. And now it's like you see like SNL and that fucking toilet, this like toilet actors.
They dare you to dislike things when the people that they put up there, they dare you to.
And it's so low level, like fucking 10 years ago, never mind 30 years ago, you'd get fucking, get them out of there. Don't even let them on the set again. I don't even know how the fuck they got on the set. And this kind of stuff is where they can jump in and play double dutch with Richie Rich, right? Like oh, I did Twister and now I'm doing Richie Rich.
Yeah.
It's like you understand what the party called for.
This is probably some people have probably heard this and it's like a hackneyed thing to say at this point, but it's whatever the problem is, solving the problem. And it's essentially harmonizing with the world to make the piece that you're working on fit inside of the context of whatever else is happening.
100%. It's like when people build modern houses in the Hamptons, and this house is universal, and then you start to shop for houses in the Hamptons. You go, that looks ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like this is stupid. Or it's like having a steak fry or a steak dinner when there's seafood outside. It's fucking retarded. A chef would go, no, we're going to use local fare and we're going to cook. And we're going to use the best of our guild or whatever. Yeah. And this is and the ability to be able to switch gears and be like, okay, no, this you're not going to play metal music at a child's birthday party.
The thing that requires the reason why this is a problem is because that requires shutting out your ego. Yeah. If what you're best at is metal music, and you have like an Instagram page, you have a following, and you're known for metal music, and if you for whatever reason had to like play a child's birthday party, like that's not an unimportant thing. Like creating a joyful memory for children that you would never get views or like some type of fame boost from that. Yeah, but it's in terms of like the world and the structure of what things are important, like creating memories for children that don't involve heavy metal music. That's fucking pretty important. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, yeah.
And most people can't turn off that hamster wheel of how do I get more famous from this for 5 seconds to be able to settle down and do something that like fits and fits in the context of the world.